Welcome back to my channel. I forgot what I was gonna say already. I have my notes up, thank gosh. Today I'm gonna talk about anxiety, but also in relation to it's okay if you're anxious or worried or the what if questions, especially if you're a senior right now in high school and you're probably like, what the fuck am I gonna do after? As an educational academic advisor, as a mentor, as an unlicensed therapist, as I don't know, I played many roles in the educational system. I was the exact same way as a high school senior. For some students, they already know what college they want to go to. They are already on a scholarship. They already have their housing together. Some students are like, I don't even know what the fuck I want to do. Like, I'm working right now. I think I'm going to work after high school. I haven't even done a FAFSA application yet. I haven't done any scholarships. And I haven't even applied to college. And so obviously those are the two spectrums of it. And people are like in between, in the middle. And so the advice I would give you for that, if you're on the side, is get your shit together, but in the nicest way possible. But ask for help, whether that's a college and career counselor, a friend, someone who's on this side. Ask for help. Also, journaling helps a lot. I know I say that a lot on my YouTube channel, but the best way to figure out what you want for your life is to write down your feelings, your thoughts, your everyday actions. That's that way that you're able to look at it and be like, hey, like, what do I like? Who am I? Type of questions. And for my students, obviously on this side, who I don't know, high achievers, nothing wrong with that. But feel free to help out your friends or fellow classmates who look hesitant, have any college questions. We're all here to go. Why is that door open? Anyway, someone probably opened it. That's where my cats are. They're so spoiled. I have like a bedroom in there for them. I bought a big dog bed and they lay in my bed. Anyways, okay. Without further ado, I'm gonna give you a personal analogy of my college education, because when students ask me, especially because I'm already graduated in college, and I got my bachelor's degree. Now I'm in my master's. But at the time when I was academic advising students, I was 2 to 3 years into my career and already had my bachelor's. So a lot of the seniors were like, oh, like, how did you get from where you were in high school to here? Like, how did you achieve this much? And mind you, I have much more that I want to achieve, which is amazing. But obviously as a high school student, you're just like, fuck, I can't see ahead. I don't know what's in front of me. I don't know what the challenges are. And as a first generational student, it scares you. And it scared me. As a high school student, I was scared shitless. I graduated high school 2018. And man, I was going through it. It was giving depression. It was giving anxiety. It was giving not the great relationship with family. I was skipping classes. I didn't walk my high school graduation stage. And I grew up thinking my whole life I was gonna finish my K-12 and then into a 4-year university. And I didn't have a job because my parents didn't let me work. They didn't let me work while in high school, and so I couldn't afford going to college, a 4-year college, because you have to move, find a dorm, places and whatnot. And at the time, my parents didn't want to help me out financially. A lot was happening mentally, other stuff. I don't want to talk about it on the YouTube video. But long story short, I was not being helped, and I had to figure that shit out by myself. And so what I did, it was at first a hard pill to swallow, because my whole life, like, I thought that 4 year was the only way to go, but I went to community college, and honestly, I think that was the best decision that I took for myself, because not only did I save money, I saved time, and it allowed me to figure out what to do with my life until I reached 4-year university. And so while I went to community college, which was like really close to home, like 20-minute drive, and there's a lot of luckily I'm in a place where there's a lot of community colleges, a lot of options. So that's what I did. I worked in retail, and I went to college, and that's basically what I did. Like hanged out with friends, hanged out with a partner, school, work, and that's it. And it was tough mentally because not the community college part. I think community college was fairly easy for me because I ask professors for help. If I'm struggling, I ask for help, and that's what you should do. So community college is fairly easy for me because it's the time to take your basics. So the classes are not going to be hard. What was hard was that what was I going to do after my basics? Like what major am I going to do? And obviously after high school, I was interested in sociology, and so I did sociology. But the hardest thing was completing my community college basics while still being at home. So this is my home, but at the time I was like 19 and I was still living with my family, and it was tough. Mentally, like every month or every so often there would be a fight at home, and I repeated the same shit. I don't know if you watched my last video, but I repeated the same shit that I did in Lone Star College. I went to college, I hung out with my friends, and I didn't want to go home. So I did everything, and I also worked. So I did everything not to go home, because as soon as I went home, I don't know, my family, they just wanted to start shit. And so obviously, knowing me, like I take my education very seriously. Whatever my aspirations or my passion is, I will put that above. This is my cup of tea. This is my 2 cents. I will put my passions above everybody else. And if you stand and stop me, even if you're family, I'm sorry, but I have to gently or forcibly push you out of my way of my life, because I come first. And so that's what I have learned in my life, is that if people don't support you, even your family, you gotta do what you gotta do to get that degree. And so when I finished my basics, I was at 2 crossroads. I was like, do I move away 3 hours from home, or do I stay at home, still depressed as fuck, sad as fuck, mentally not well, and go to a college that's drivable distance? And so, from the data that I have given you, obviously I took the A route. I moved 3 hours away from home. But obviously, since I'm the first of my family to go to college, my parents are immigrants, I did not have much help. I struggled a shit ton. I struggled a lot. Like, I had to figure out where to move, relocation, the money. So the money that I worked had, cost money for me to move there, and rent, and signing a lease. I never signed a lease before. I didn't even know what a lease was. I had to sign a lease, contracts, all that shit, financial aid, and man, I grew up. The younger version of me did not ask for help. I just autopiloted my way throughout education and somehow graduated. So I moved away, Austin, and I think it was one of the tiny, I guess, blessing in disguise. And then I finished my bachelor's, and then a lot of shifts was happening. So I had a lot of shifts in my senior year of high school, and then I had a lot of shifts in the senior year of college. So we ended like a long-term relationship, and man, I was going through it. Like mentally, I was like, fuck. I was like, not this shit again. Like my high school senior year was ass, and then my college year was going good. I mean, I came in fucking COVID. My junior year was COVID, and then my senior year was good. And then bam, something fucking happened. I became single before I graduated. And I was like, holy shit, the universe is out to fucking get me. That's what it felt like. I was like, deja vu. And I got a C from that. Because I was so sad about the breakup. I was like, boo-hoo, I can't. I don't know what to do in my life. Not me laughing about myself. Dark humor. I don't know if that is even considered dark humor. But anyway, so now I'm lost again. And so I had another debate in my mind, like, do I go back home or do I stay in Austin? And when I graduated, my 4 years, obviously, COVID happened, and my senior year I was too busy working. I didn't have a life, y'all. Like, I did, but I kind of didn't. Like, I was working on the weekends. I didn't go to any football games out of my whole life. I went to one football game. I have never been to any, oh my god, something to my eye. I never been to any basketball games. I've been to a soccer game, but that was after college, and that was regular soccer, not like, so I was barely in any sports. I was in like one club at UT, but that's it. So I didn't have a college life. My college life was my classrooms, and that doesn't count because that's just academic life at that point. And yeah, so I graduated my 4 years, and then I stayed in Austin to work because I got an email from one of the internships that I was doing at the campus, and I worked there. And I think because so much shit happened to me, like a lot of changes was happening to me in my senior year, I was lost, I was confused, I didn't know what to do. And so, but I was also very passionate about helping people and educating people and whatnot. I get paid. I got paid to help people figure out what to do with the next life, in the next life, and the not the next life, in this life, for education and whatnot. And so that's what I did. But I overworked myself so much. I think like one of my little bad habits, not little, it became very big. One of a bad habit that I obtained was that instead of being a human and feeling my feelings, I worked like a dog. I worked so much. I did so much. I agreed to friends, family, not family, friends, coworkers, X, Y, and Z. And I just like was just a busy bee. Like, I did so much, and I didn't mind like sometimes like working really late at night, and like a lot of like some traumatic shit happened while I was working, and I didn't have time. Like, I was so busy that I didn't have time to process and sit down and feel my emotions. And so like once in a while I would have like a crash out, and people, when they saw me, they're like, why the fuck is she crashing out? Like, she looks so happy and she's so bubbly and she's always joking. But the thing is, like, low-key, it was a facade, if that makes sense. Like, for my peeps who like dealt with depression or anxiety, like, it's very easy to fake it till you make it. But the thing is, like, you can't fake it till you make it with your feelings. And so I obviously put myself in therapy because it got that bad. I was like, I woke up, like, a lot of personal stuff was happening that was kind of interfering my work. And so I was like going to therapy. I was like, this is happening. Like, I lost a friend. I was going to grief, like a lot of grief of like losing parts of me, but things like that. Like stuff happened with family. Stuff happened with my parents. Stuff happened with my partner. Stuff happened with losing a friend. Stuff happened with losing friends, like friends that I thought that were good for me, and they backstabbed me. Like, so much shit was just happening that I was like unhappy with life, despite my Instagram page looking like I had my life together. But it's Instagram, y'all. I mean, social media. I've always told people, I was like, social media is fake. Like, I remember a friend asked me, because I used to do makeup content. I was like, oh my god, such a nice video. I'm like, yeah, but girl, I was sad as fuck. Yeah, and so people look at social media a little bit differently now. But yeah, and I personally always tell like people near me that if they want to, that they should go to therapy. It's not, and I get kind of like little like, ooh, like hesitancies, and I feel you. I was hesitant going to therapy, but I had insurance, and I only paid like $40 an hour, so it was pretty good. But I always, the shortest analogy that I could give you is, you pay for a gym membership each month, right? You pay like $50 so that you can physically be better, build muscle. And so that's the same thing with your mental health. Whether you pay for it or you go to counseling or you go through something, whether you get paid or not, there's a sliding scale that you can ask for. I paid someone. I saw it as an investment. I paid for someone to undo all the trauma that I've been put in. And so, yeah, my first therapist was didn't like her, so I not that I cut her off. I did, low-key, I did cut her off. But the second one, she was good. But yeah, I'm not in therapy anymore, but I've used therapy for a whole year, and I would say yes, I would do it. You got the money, you got the resources, why not? And yeah, so after that, I really wanted, so I think my second year in Austin, I was like, I want to do something more, but I do not know what. And so I was like, should I go back to school or should I not? And so while working, I started, because I'm in the education field, so I worked at multiple schools and whatnot. And so I connected with people. See, this is the one thing I always tell students. If you want to be an engineer, talk to engineers. If you want to be social media content creators, connect with content creators. I wanted to be a master's student, so I connected with people who had their masters, people who had their PhD within the public education system. And so I'm over here yapping with them and telling them like, hey, like, how was grad school? Like, how did you know like you wanted to go back to school? Like, what was the process like? You know, give me tips and tricks, because obviously I had no one in my family to fall back on. You know, it was me and Google and me and everybody else, you know, so everybody was helping me, and Google also helped me, and also YouTube. You know, I watched YouTube videos on like, you know, and so yeah. And so I had a feeling I really wanted to go to grad school, and so I applied. But the first time, honestly, like I kind of did it. It's not that I did it for funsies, but like I was not doing it with intent. So I applied to like I applied to my alma mater, which was UT, and I applied to 2 California schools. I don't know why. I think at the time I wanted to be a California girly for some reason. And I got rejected all across the board, and that made me sad as shit. But that didn't stop me, because I was like, who cares? Like, rejection? Let's do it again next year. So that's what I did. I applied to all Texas schools, because I was like, I'm a broke bitch. I had to be realistic, you know? I was like, I can't be a California girly because I don't have California money. And so I stayed in Texas with my school applications. I applied to a bunch of schools across Texas, and I got accepted to a couple of them, and I accepted University of Houston. And the one thing that made me choose this school was the communication. And so right off the get-go, they were already like that to me. And I think it's been a good decision, because all my professors have been very communicative to me ever since I've started. I'm ending my second semester. I only have like finals left, but they have been the most helpful and communicative professors ever. I feel welcomed. I don't feel judged. Like, when I feel stupid, you know, and that's a personal thing, when I feel like I'm incompetent, like, I tell them, I'm like, hey, I don't know the answer to this, and they're like, it's okay, I'll do it with you, like, and we talk about it, and yeah, they're amazing human beings. And then, yeah, and so that's been my educational journey. I went from, oh my gosh, my hair, I went from not walking my high school graduation stage, left home. I had really bad roommates in Austin. I signed up, I don't know, I didn't do my research, obviously. Well, I didn't know, so the better of me didn't know. But what I'm trying to say is that, damn, I yapped for fucking 20 minutes. Damn. It's like a diary entry at this point. But this is what I do though. Usually when I academic advise to somebody, like, there's someone else to talk back to me, and like I show them my personal life story, and they're like, oh my gosh, wow, like I can do it too, type shit, you know? Like, what I'm trying to say though, let's end the video. What I'm trying to say though is, your educational journey is not gonna be a fucking straight ass line, okay? You see this paper? It's not gonna be fucking straight. Okay, I can't even hold it straight. But you get what I'm saying, like, it's not gonna be easy. No one said it was going to be easy, but there are people out there to help you. And if I could do it, you can too. And it sounds corny, and I say this every single year to different students that come in their senior year of high school. If I can fucking do it, you can too. There are resources out there to help you. There are people out there to help you. I'm fucking yapping for 20 minutes telling you my fucking life story, saying that you could do it. It's not going to be easy, especially if you're first in your family to go to college. Like, no one said anything's going to be easy. You're the first to do anything in your family. And props to you, because it's not fucking easy, but it's going to be fucking worth it. You know, it's going to be worth it. Like, I'm able to be like, I'm the first in my family to go to college. I'm the first in my family to get a bachelor's degree. I am the first in my family to get my master's. I'm about to finish my master's. I have 1 more year. But I'm first in my family to go to master's. First in my family to take an initiative to, like, learn the stock market and try to invest in myself. And, like, I'm figuring this shit out as I'm going. Like, I'm the first to do everything in my family, and I'm trying to help them too as I go up. You know, obviously, like, they came here for a better life, and who am I not to fucking put my 2 cents in and fucking work my ass off, you know? And so, yeah. I hope this video helped. You know, what's a video without me cussing in it, you know? Oh my god. Yeah, you guys have a wonderful day. It's gonna be fun when I fucking go edit this shit. Bye, y'all.